There's probably someone who lives in a corner of your mind rent-free, not an enemy. Not someone who has destroyed your life. Just a person whose words find you hours after the conversation ended. A comment they made at lunch. The way they looked at you when you spoke. Something small, and yet here you are, still thinking about it at midnight. You're not weak for this. You're not oversensitive. You're doing something that feels like self-protection, but is actually costing you something. The Stoics had a name for the trap. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. When someone criticizes you, dismisses you, or provokes you, something deeper than annoyance gets triggered. It feels like a threat to who you are, so your mind mobilizes. It replays the moment. It builds the argument you wish you'd made. It rehearses what you'll say next time. It looks for allies telling the story to others, searching for confirmation that yes, they were wrong and you were right. Meanwhile, the difficult person has moved on. They're eating dinner. They've forgotten the conversation entirely, and you're still in the room with them, a room that only exists in your head. This is the trap, not their behavior. The room you keep returning to. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. He dealt with betrayal, incompetence, envy, and cruelty at a scale most of us will never experience. And what he wrote in his private journal wasn't a strategy for fixing difficult people. It was a quiet acceptance of something most of us resist. People act according to their nature. The impatient person will be impatient. The insecure person will project. The person who needs to diminish others to feel significant, they will keep doing that. Whether you react or not, you would not stand at the ocean and argue with a wave for being wet. You understand what the ocean is. So you navigate it, you don't try to correct it. The Stoics applied that same logic to human nature. And it changed everything about how they moved through the world. The trick is not coldness. It's not indifference or emotional distance. It's a single, silent recognition, made in the moment, before the reaction can form. This is who this person is. Not, why are they like this? Not, how do I make them different? Not, what does this say about me? Just, this is who they are. The moment that recognition lands fully, something changes in the body before it changes in the mind. The tension that was building toward a response quietly releases, because you are no longer surprised. You are no longer waiting for them to be different. You have simply seen them clearly, perhaps for the first time, and a person you see clearly has far less power over you than a person you are constantly hoping will change. This is not passivity. Stoicism was never about enduring what should not be endured. You can still set limits. You can still remove yourself from situations that cost more than they return. You can still speak when speaking is warranted. But those choices come from clarity, not from the wound of feeling disrespected, not from the need to win, not from the hours-long internal argument that drains you and changes nothing. The Stoics understood one thing with unusual precision. You cannot govern another person's character, but you govern entirely how much of your inner world they are permitted to occupy. That is not a small power. That is, in fact, the only power that matters. There will always be difficult people. At work, in families, sometimes in the mirror. The question is never whether they exist. The question is whether you keep handing them the keys to your peace of mind, long after the conversation has ended. In a room they don't even know you've built for them. See them clearly. Set them down. Walk out of that room. If this landed somewhere real for you, sit with it for a moment before you scroll. And if someone in your life came to mind while you were watching, maybe this is the video they need to see too.